Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. Let's get into it. Princess Eugenie could follow in Harry's footsteps by ditching the royal family. She could be doing that apparently. I find that very interesting considering that she was most recently pictured next to Harry at the Super Bowl. It looks like they're making a statement basically because Eugenie is at the Super Bowl with Harry. They're sitting next to each other and they're definitely sending out a message. They're sending out a message that she is definitely Team Sussex, and this could also mean other things. I don't know why Meghan was not there. I think they were just trying to connive and send a message with Harry and Eugenie being together to bring across this very powerful statement. Host Jess King added she's trying to support Harry and Meghan and all that they are doing. I mean, she's living in their house. It's their official residence when they are in the UK. Meghan knew Eugenie before she knew Harry. That's just not good because that can only lead to bad things for her, and it could definitely help Harry and Meghan with the situation that they're doing right now with trying to have their own life here in the States and having Eugenie be that rock support for them, like they're still their little peek into the royals back in the UK. That just gives them more insight. So more cutting off Eugenie is just going to have to be what is going to have to be. And I will have sources to the stories that I'm reporting on in the description. So please, if you have a question about anything that I'm reporting, check the source, okay? Prince Harry accused of not showing Priti Patel necessary respect. What is going on with this? Well, apparently he is accused of failing to show Home Secretary Priti Patel the necessary respect over the request for police protection when he visits Britain. The sixth in line to the throne claims that it is not safe for him to return to the UK unless he has, of course, these UK bodyguards. Now, he has insisted that Britain always will be his home. Okay, if you want to think so, that's good for you to think that in your head, but I'm not sure you want to make that always your home, considering how you kind of squatted on it and left. That's kind of rude, don't you think? But you still want it to always be your home? Okay. And suing the Home Office over its refusal to let him pick up the bail for providing police protection. But its lawyer said that he had disrespected the Home Secretary and an expert committee that decides who should be given such protection. Now, Harry has private bodyguards that protect him and his wife and his children, but he wants police officers with relevant legal powers and access to official intelligence when he is in the UK. So his lawyers told the High Court in London that he had offered to pay the government if they had provided this security on his visits, but that was dismissed and irrelevant by a lawyer from the Home Office. Introducing the case as a preliminary hearing before Mr. Justice Swift, Harry's lawyer Shahid Fatima QC said the claimant does not feel safe when he is in the UK given the security arrangements applied to him in June of 2021 and which will continue to be applied to him. He does want to come back to see family and friends and to continue to support the charities that are so close to his heart. Most of all, this is and always will be his home. And I'm definitely going to be talking further about a story of Harry that has abandoned this young girl that he had promised to give support for her college, her schooling when she got older. And we all know, if you haven't heard, Harry is not giving this girl support. I'm going to do a video on it. Please make sure you catch it. It is the saddest, most traumatic thing I have ever heard. And I thank the person that sent that to me. And it's just appalling at how Harry has behaved, considering who he used to be and what he stood for, and how this young girl whose story is so tragic, that the support he would have been able to give her would have meant the world, everything. And what did he do? He let her down. but that will come later. It is not clear why the Duke thinks that he is at more risk in Britain than in the US. This tells you everything you need to know right there. The government there has likewise refused to provide the family with taxpayer funded protection. So across the US, the murder rate in 2020 was 7.8 per 100,000 people. In California, it was 5.5, up from 4.2 the year before. Now, in England and in Wales, the murder rate for 2020 and 2021 was 1.01% per 100,000 people. So how is it that you're going to have more of a threat going to Great Britain when you live in the world capital of gun ownership? People have access to guns so much easier in America, but you're trying to have all of this protection to given to you when you're in the UK, which is not nearly as dangerous in terms of people having guns and access to harm you. You know, your whole thing around your reasoning and your argument is just whack. It's just whack. Get your facts, Prince Harry. Queen on alert as Harry poised to unleash highly sensitive royal family revelations. And this is just more. And I think the stress of Harry and the things that he is doing with this book, these demands for security, all the other things that the Queen's dealing with, Harry, I just can't deal with this because I just get too emotional. But let me just see what I gotta say. So the Queen is on high alert with Prince Harry poised to unleash highly sensitive royal family revelations later this year, a royal expert has claimed. Yes. The royals will be aiming to place most of their efforts into the celebration of the Queen's 70th anniversary of her ascension to the throne this year. But one royal expert has claimed attention is bound, at least to an extent, to be averted by the publication of a controversial new book. The Duke will be releasing, this Harry Duke is going to be releasing his memoir later this year. So Penguin Random House described it as an intimate and heartfelt memoir from one of the most fascinating and influential global figures of our times. I'm not sure if it's like influential. Like he done lost his influence, I think. It is added that the Queen's grandson will share for the very first time the definitive account of the experiences, adventures, losses, and life lessons that have helped shape him. And I still have yet for Harry to actually come out and talk about any life lesson where he holds himself accountable, because that is the biggest life lesson that anyone can have, is when you start to wake up and recognize your own stupidness. That is when you have really learned something, because you could actually verbalize the stupid things that you have done. And then people can hear you say those things, and then they can look and see, oh yeah, he learned something because he didn't talk about himself doing something stupid. He hasn't done that yet. So I don't know what life lessons this man has learned, but I'm curious to hear what he has to say that he's actually learned. I bet it's going to be about pointing fingers. If anything, he's not pointing his fingers at himself. If he does, that's going to be a first. But I'm not giving up hope. I'm hoping he starts to learn something, and that he can start with that right there. The exact details of the book do remain unknown, but have been the cause of enormous speculation, according to this royal expert, Richard Fitzwilliams. He said that all eyes will be on the book, which could cause a good deal of damage to his family. Yes. So Mr. Fitzwilliams told the Express.uk, or, you know, the Express online people, although its contents currently remain private, it is likely to contain highly sensitive material. And I'm sure they're not just saying that because they're just thinking this is pretty much the only way he's going to get a book deal, is to disclose some pretty interesting information, just like with the Netflix thing that's going on that is scraped under the rug, because you're not producing anything. You have no connections to royalty. So by not being able to show, you know, with cameras in the royal family, like I'm sure they had promised for Netflix, This book can give just his recollection and account of it, where he doesn't need to show the visual pictures to his connection to royalty, which was a problem. This is why the whole Netflix deal has gone sour. But this book is going to open up a lot more that he can say that is going to bring great harm to the royal family, and it is going to definitely be very toxic. The royal expert highlighted a particular concern over the treatment of the Duchess of Cornwall and the controversies that surround her in the book. Now, this comes after the Queen has announced in her Jubilee message the wife of her son Charles would become Queen Consort as opposed to Princess Consort when he is crowned king. And we know Harry and Meghan said nothing. They were silent. They were silent. And to me, that says a lot. They sent out no congratulatory remarks. They said nothing. So, Her Majesty said, "It is my sincere wish that when the time comes, Camilla will be known as Queen Consort as she continues her loyal service." Prince Harry's silence in the face of this news was noticed. And yeah, we all noticed it. All the more so considering the Duke talked movingly and publicly about over topics in the same week. So Mr. Fitzwilliam said that we must hope that they sent best wishes privately. This is really cool. So Prince William shows off cool dad status persona, right, in his latest royal tour. Prince William was teased by royal experts for attempting to show off his cool dad persona after he had shared an image from his UAE trip online, which we believe was a tribute to Prince George. So royally US presenters Christine Ross and Christina Garibaldi reflected on Prince William's trip to the UAE, where he had carried out an engagement to boost relations for the UK. So Prince William promoted conservation work and British talent in the region, but also he had showcased to the Earthshot Prize at the Expo 2020 Dubai. But two royal experts noted how Prince William may have been trying to show off his cool dad side to his kids back when he got home, as he had posed in front of a Dubai police car, which was an expensive Aston Martin Vantage. Speaking on royally, Miss Garibaldi shared a tweet from the Duke of Cambridge where he discussed his trip to the UAE. He said, "Thank you for a wonderful day in the UAE. From visiting the Jubal Mangroves in Jebel Ali Port to seeing our Earthshot finalists and celebrating the UK National Day. It was great to spend time celebrating sustainability, collaboration, and innovation." And he added, and also to see this police car. Now, Miss Rose laughed at the image and said, "I thought that was so funny. I really can't tell, was he just being a really cool dad, or was there some little boy inside of him was really into this police car?" So my son is the same age as Louis. And all of a sudden, police cars and fire trucks are the most exciting things, right? So yeah, I have a feeling there was he was sending this photo to some little ones at home again. So royal fans believe the photo had been a nod to Prince George at home, who wrote a letter to Santa Claus asking for a police car for Christmas. Prince William visited Finland in 2017 and had hand-delivered the note, which was captured by the media. Ms. Garibaldi discussed the trip and his promotion of climate change issues while he visited. Prince William delivered a speech at the Dubai Expo in 2020 addressing climate change and environmental issues. While he said progress has been made at COP26, he said change was not happening fast enough or at the scale we need to repair devastating planetary and humanitarian crises. Okay, so that's all I have for this one, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping for a full recovery for the Queen. We really need the Queen to just keep her health, and I'm hoping Prince Harry just stops with what he's doing and think of the health of his grandmama. For once, think of your grandmama and stop thinking of yourself and your celebrity. and having your butt at the Super Bowl doing nonsense and trying to still get royal protection for doing nothing, essentially, but trying to be a celebrity. It's crazy. It's crazy. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. As always, you guys, peace and love. Bye-bye.